Alright, for project 1, you are to do the body structure in T-pose, which means you don't need to do dynamic posture. You have to do something symmetrical. So, which based on your own creature design or character design, different from the character design module, or if you're killing two birds in one stone, do it together. So do a character design that you can use it for, you can use from character design, or you can use from here to move on to character design module by itself, from anatomy to it's vice versa. Yeah, clear?
Yeah.
All right. So pick that, and then what you're going to do is like how we have already done in our exercise and practices. All right. So you are going to then make the block out, which means you are going to get the forms correct, which means the scales, the what they call the volumes of the character, and so on and so forth. The base foundation of the character to be well laid out first, blocked out first. Okay, Ken?
Yeah.
Before, do not do details yet, please. Yet, right? So once you get something like this, right? If you want to add a little bit more detail, maybe you want to, do a dynamesh, and that's about it. If you reach up to this stage, the if you're looking at the silhouette, right? The first glance, you will know what kind of character is this, right? You're intending to do. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Right? So you need to see this, the shape straight away must be readable. When you look at it and say, okay, this is cool. This is a creature. This is a humanoid, a human soldier or whatever, not a brute. For example. So do the block out, meaning you can add in like these are things that you want to the component area or the areas that eventually will make the peak form, and then for the next stage or project 2, that's where you're going to add in more details and textures and so on and so forth. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so you can start with this, up to you. Okay, but you need to have a concept like this. Say this is your concept. Okay, and then you want to try out first, you can go ahead and try out. Okay,
Yeah.
so Kenna, if you can if you can do a little blockouts on the face form, right? Not just leaving it like this. This is pretty straightforward. A little bit forms here and there, then please do so. Landmarks. Any questions before I move forward?
Not for now.
Okay. Alright. Say that you are working from this exercise, huh? Okay, let's come back to ZBrush. Say you're working from this exercise. This already consider a little detail already. Okay? So maybe you want to reduce a little bit more in terms of its detail and so on and so forth, you can. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so moving on, as you can see, you can either do this from the head. Okay, I've chosen the head mesh, and then you can even do this for your in one go, I would say. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bigger. I can You can even do the masking selection, right? And then you can straight away pull the meshes. Okay, that is one way of also constructing the neck. Making sense?
Yeah.
Alright. But in this manner, you have to do what you have to do is practically you will be doing this. Dynamesh, 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 dynamesh. It's up to you. So there's a couple of ways of doing things, but here will be stretched. And when you do Dynamesh, you're going to add more dense surfaces and so on and so forth. Am I making sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order for you to see Dynamesh, you do yes. See, this is what happens. Dynamesh, you can increase the resolution. The higher the resolution, the nicer it becomes. The crazier it becomes as well. So you will lose, okay. So in order for you to avoid this, okay, in order for you to avoid this, Dynamesh kind of like issues or stretching and going back and forth, I would strongly suggest that you do it separately. Okay, once you have already been pro, then it's fine. Okay, but now because we are learning, let's learn it from a very basic fundamental, basic simple steps. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, cool, thanks. So now moving on, insert like how we did, but this time I'm going to use a cylinder. But cylinder, this is what happens because this is hard surface model. You know what I mean? So when you're using cylinder, it sometimes may give you like undesired surface look with all this choppiness that you have. But then again, we have Dynamesh and we have the remesher where it's going to give you a better end result and so on and so forth. Okay, to combine and then to smoothen things. Alright, so once you have this, use the basic primitive. Now you press Q and use the move tool before you even do any sculpting. You are doing landmarking first. Okay, so you can just move like under the jawline. You're gonna combine it and so on and so forth. Press X, so drag it a little bit of form. Okay, even if you don't get it now, it's fine. You can do it later as we move on. Can I? So adjust it accordingly. Okay. Don't go super in depth. Again, I keep harping on this because later you will be combining the objects together. Right. I'm going to insert again this time. This is rough, huh? Rough look or the size. That's what I'm going to get. Then I'm going to have a sphere. Right. Again, like how we insert the ball and so on and so forth. And you are going to place it where it's supposed to, or on the areas that it's supposed to form the torso, the chest, and then the oblique torso sides. Okay, do it like Lego piece. So you can make it slightly bigger, drag it bigger like that, sort of like forms a rib cage. See that? Say this is the body lah. Okay, and this is where you go and spend a little time, fair amount of time, to get the body. Okay,
Yeah.
right? Simple, right? Pretty simple, right? Yes, no?
Yeah.
So you can also do this, drag with control, drag and drop. This is to duplicate. I'm just going to do the abdomen area. Okay, just to form the torso. Maybe just to get more clarity, I'm just going to control and drag it downwards to form the pelvis. Okay, these are all landmarks. Okay, so now once this is done, Q, and this is where I do my clip curve. Alright, and before I do my clip curve, I will off my perspective or pressing by pressing P. I'll go like, okay, slice this area, I don't want this, or press X first. Right, make sure you press X, slice, and this is where you're doing slice lah, by holding click twice, alternate, and you get these sharp cuts. Okay, and you smoothen it. Okay, if you want to cut, Control Shift, you see this clip curve that I'm using. If you click once, you drag it. So say you want to stop here or stop here, right? You want to have this sharp cut. Once alternate, it will give you this curvy, bezier cutting area or cutting style. But if you want it to be sharp, say click from outside, right? Double tap alternate, so it is sharp or anchored. Then drag it to wherever you want and let it go. Okay, this one you practice and see. Mainly this part is the one that I'm emphasizing on, so that I kind of like, oh okay, I want to identify where my hands are going to start off with, where my shoulder, how's the chest, um, separation with the stomach areas and so on and so forth. Okay, I'm making it like Lego piece. Again, I will go in and insert some more sphere 3D. Everything sphere 3D. Okay, this time for the shoulder. Okay, um, you can squash it a little bit, up to you. Okay, you can even do a control X. See, you're playing with only basic shapes first to create the foundation, right? Say this is the shoulder area. I'm just going to drag it. I'm just creating these volumes, right? Say Q, off, and now you can go to geometry, modify topology, mirror and well. Okay, since you are happy with this, now what you can do for this dude, or before you even do mirror and well, or if you have happen to do mirror and well, say mirror and well, right? So now I'm going to do a clip mask. One, okay, or you go one, okay, you do one area like that. okay, and mirror well. So it will automatically update the other mirrored side and so on. Okay, Ken?
Yeah.
Right. So with this now, you've got the shoulder, you've got the you know shoulder area covered, landmark, and so on and so forth. And you can use the move tool as much as extensive as you want. Right. This is where you do a lot of adjustment. So press X. You're like, oh, okay, this is what this is where I want to adjust it accordingly. Alternate. You click on you know on the chest area, on the torsos, and so on. You're gonna go like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna adjust it accordingly, somewhere like that, right? Let it overlap. It doesn't matter for now. Okay, remember your goal is to identify the form, correct?
Yeah.
So now let it be. It's like roughing up when you're doing your character sketching and so on and so forth, right? What do you do before you even go to detailing? You do thumbnailing and all that, right? You do blockouts. The same thing that you're doing here. Okay, adjust it accordingly to what it's supposed to look like. Say somewhere here. Example, all this is example for demo purpose. Say I've already put somewhere here, and then I'm gonna off perspective. I don't like my so much as it looks. I'm just gonna cut like that, right? And then go to the bump up area. Just a landmark first. Okay, don't worry too much. Too much. Just play with it. Okay. Now you have approximately, you know, started off your torso. Okay. The next step is, so far you all understand, huh? Blocking out first. You get the idea behind it. Sometimes with alternate, it may be hard for you to, select the other subtools. You just wanna click here. I smoothen it. I will push it again, wherever that is needed. Okay. Say somewhere like that. Not bad, huh? Have fun with the shapes. You'll find, this is cool. I can do a nice cape around it and so on and so forth. But anyways, have fun means, whenever you're working with all this, sculpting and all that, not everything is going to be super rigid and straightforward and say, hey, look, you have to be like this. You must do, super detail stuff straight away. It's not that. It's more so like, first with the anatomy studies that we have with sculpture is for you to identify the proportions. All right. Make sure it is believable to create believable character, not something that is like, out of the, out of the blue. It just comes out and say, you cannot identify or you cannot relate anything to it and so on and so forth. It's just weird, like a slime. Right? So it's up to you. So with this technique, once you have already finished the block out, so far you all understand this, huh?
Yeah.
And pretty straightforward, right? Hello.
Yeah, we understand, but once we do it ourselves, we yeah.
You have to practice, my dear. The more practice, more practice, more practice. Watch the videos, alright? I'm going to post it. I've been posting all the videos. Please watch it. Don't wait. If you want to skip certain things, you can skip, alright? And then, Practice, practice, practice. You're not gonna be. It's hard to be a super professional straight away overnight. It's not gonna happen, whether we like it or not. Yeah. So, yep, you get what I mean. So play around. Use this as like a modular piece, like you're taking you're doing or you're adding on overlapping clays over one to form over one big chunk of clay to form the volume sort of. Okay, of that model that you intend to do. Okay, once you have already done this, okay, I'm just going to go forward, we'll count a little bit. Say this is the neck, this is the body, torso, okay, and then the shoulder and the.
Sir,
Yeah.
Farah can hear you.
Hello, Farah, can you hear me now? Is everyone hearing me or
Yeah, I can hear you.
can, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know how else to do that. So, anyways, um, the internet. I'm not sure, my dear. So, anyways, as you can see here, okay, once you have already done, or see if this, Farah, if you're not hearing now, can you please watch the video later when I post it back again? Yeah,
I don't think she can hear you.
yeah, but somehow, okay. Not sure why. Okay, anyways, I'm going back to ZBrush. Once you have already done this, okay, next stage is for you to combine all this together. Okay, if you're afraid of combining, you can even select all this or you can duplicate each one of this. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You can duplicate, you can delete. Okay. Normally, what I'll do is I will go here under merge. I will merge down. Toing. Okay. So once merged already, you cannot go back. Remember that. Once you are really confident these are all merged together, then you can start molding your character. Okay. So since I've already done this, say now I am just going to go to my blockout, or I'm going to do this geometry. I'm going to go to Dynamesh. I'm just going to hit Dynamesh. Resolution 128. That's fine. Do that. Soften it. Soften it. See that? Can get the idea,
Yeah.
right? And you start sculpting. One, two, right. Again, I am not looking for realistic characters just yet, right? Go back, adjust this back again, push it, push and pull, right? As you move on. Can? Whichever ways that is going to give you the best result. Making sense?
Yeah.
do that. Understand the flow. First is the rib cage. Smoothen it. Then your chest. This will go underneath and come in and join here. Okay? Then this too. Small. Alright. And then from here, your collarbone, there goes to join here. All this is landmarks first. Okay? Refine a little bit. Landmark again, landmark. Alright. Blah blah blah. So from here it will drop like that. The muscle. Look at the reference, please. Okay? And you move on and get your. Keep it rough. Later you can come back and do all the other details and so on and so forth. Okay? Landmark it. So you're kind of like, oh, okay. Now I get the idea. So this is where it starts. My spinal cord, blah blah blah. Okay, and I want to have little marking around here. Right. So now the torso has already been done. Yay. Any questions? Okay. I think that's why this is enough for today for you to practice. And once you have already practiced, please practice again. I can only say, I can only show. Okay. If you don't practice, it's very difficult. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, na. So these are things that you want to do for this week as a practice.
Is the pinch tool same as the dam standard brush?
Um, Approximately. Dam standard is much more stronger.
Oh,
So you can try. Please try and see which is suitable for you. Okay. I can only say because it will be biased if I'm going to say, hey, this is the best brush ever. It doesn't work that way. Correct?
yeah.
Yeah. You have to identify what kind of a brush that is going to give you the best result. For me, it doesn't matter. As long as you give me the best looking, you know, you achieve the learning outcome, that's more than enough for me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So once I've done with this, yay, approximately. It may not be the right, see, this is the correct thing. See, this part is a bit off. But anyways, can you see? This is how it works. And you go ahead and then move, and so on and so forth. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you guys to try this for this week. Alright, please try. Digital sculpting is all about practice. So please try this week. Complete up to here. If you can go one step further, if you can, add in the legs, the limbs. Block out. Okay? Can you all do this?
We'll try.
Yeah, try and see. Like I have different style, you have different styles. Can?
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't say everybody will have, perfect, similarity. But what are we trying to achieve is the technique of sculpting, right? The exercises is to give you an understanding of how you want to construct. Make sense?
Yeah.
Eh? How you want to construct it. So it doesn't need to be perfect. If you want it to be clean, it's for you, your, say, what they call, for your portfolio. Yes, please do it. Can? I'm going to stop the
Yeah.
recording so it's easier. I'll stop the recording. So this is what you're going to do for this week.